Hello, everybody. Hi, this is Caroline. This is Caroline Live. Thank you, everybody, for joining the show today. If you are on, say hello in the chat field, and I will say hello back here on the video. On the line today already who have identified themselves, we have Walter from Germany, and we have Rodney already online. So if you are online, say hello, and I'll say hello back to you. So anyway, let's get started. Let's just jump right into the show today. I've got a ton of stuff to cover with you guys today. But of course, I always start with housekeeping. Housekeeping's number one. We do this every Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is my time. I am in Atlanta. This is a place of positivity. Whee, yay. All right, so let's keep it positive here on the show. And last but not least, housekeeping, please mute your Amazon Echo device, because I will be saying the wake word a lot, and if you have me on speaker, I will just trigger your device to do all sorts of new and exciting things, right? All right, let's see who is online right now. We have Rodney from UK, Dondo, Tato, and Walter online. All right, so let me go through this packed agenda right now. So I'm going to give you this week's video. I posted a video 2 days ago. I'm going to tell you where you can find my time-lapse Pi project. So there was a bonus tutorial I launched this week, actually last Saturday. I was in a car commercial. So every week I give this update about printing PPE, making face shields at home. So now I'm in a car commercial. Never did I think I was going to say that all in the same sentence, but I'll talk about that. I've got actually 2 Raspberry Pi projects I'm going to talk about. Walter, I'm glad you were on today. I saw you commented a few weeks ago or maybe a month ago about doing Magic Mirror again, and I want to talk about that today. I did look at your comment. I have been thinking about your comment, and I have something to show you. All right, then I've got a bonus project. It's an Arduino project I thought was super cool, and I want to circle back to Alexa Conversations. I mentioned that a couple weeks ago on my show. I have a demo of an Alexa Conversations skill that I made that I wanted to show y'all today. And of course, last but not least, I always reveal next week's video on the show that will be posted on Tuesday. So if you're not familiar with how my channel works, Tuesdays I post a recorded video, and then Thursdays here we do Caroline Live. And if you have questions about any of my other videos, please ask them now, and I will attempt to answer them, but I don't always have the answer. I'll just be honest. All right, so this week, 2 days ago, I posted the Plex versus Plex Pass video. I talk about Plex all the time. I started talking about Plex years ago on my channel as a way for you to get content onto your Alexa, but really it's just grown. It's just so much more than that. And so I thought it would be good. I do have a Plex Pass account, which is a premium paid account, and I thought it would be good for me to just go over, hey, this is what you get for free, and then if you do the Plex Pass, here is what you get. All right, so let's see. I see Walter says, I started from scratch with Magic Mirror, all okay. All right, excellent. Yes, sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to start from scratch on this. All right, so yeah, if you missed this week's video, let me go over and find the link to that, and y'all can see my video this week. And it, by the way, minutes or an hour just right before this show started, I saw that Plex posted a link to this video on the Plex social media channel. So that was pretty cool. Yay. All right, Glenn says he loved Plex. All right, good, excellent. We got a Plex fan here, and Michael says hello. Hello, Michael. All right, moving on our show here today. Let's see, next. So please do check out my Plex versus Plex Pass video if you are thinking about doing a more premium feature. Full disclosure, when I started with Plex and the Plex Pass and everything, I didn't think that the TV DVR was that compelling. And so I kept paying for YouTube TV at $50 a month, even though I had the Plex Pass. It was kind of a backup at that point in time. Now YouTube TV has raised their price to $65, $64.99 a month. And wow, that was a lot of money. So honestly, I have turned off the YouTube TV. 65 a month was a little too pricey for me. And we are doing the Plex live TV and DVR now. And it's working pretty good, actually. I did buy a better antenna. I had a really cheap antenna. Now I have a slightly nicer antenna. So it does work a little bit better if you have a nicer antenna. All right. More expensive antenna. I don't know to say that. All right. So anyway, that's Plex versus Plex Pass. Next, I published a tutorial over the weekend, Saturday. It was on the front page of Tom's Hardware. That was super exciting for me. And it was my time-lapse Raspberry Pi video. It's a video. It's a full video tutorial, and it is a full written tutorial. And there are different Python programs, scripts that I wrote that you can access on it. Accessing the tutorial is free, totally free right here. It is right here. It's Tom's Hardware how to Raspberry Pi time-lapse video. So I'm going to post a link to that, and you can see the entire tutorial on Tom's Hardware right now, and it's totally free. Yay! So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. Please do check that out. All right, and this is what I'm showing you now is one of the time-lapse videos. So in order to make this tutorial, I would get up every morning and make a time lapse of the sunrise, and then every night before I went to sleep, I would make a time lapse of the sunset. I just kept on doing it because it took me a couple tries to position the camera, in the most optimal way to get a nice sunrise sunset time lapse. All right, let's see, Glenn. Okay, Rodney says your video is buffering a bit. All right, anybody else having buffering issues? It might be this slide that I have, so I'm gonna. Oh wait, okay. And then Glenn says Plex is ever getting better and removing commercials is getting better. All right, excellent. Thank you for letting us know, Glenn. Okay, so hopefully the bandwidth will hold up here. I am trying to do a lot with my computer right now. All right, so let's move on. I was in a car commercial that just launched a couple days ago and is going to run through Labor Day. And it's of course because of my work with Atlanta Beats COVID and making face shields at home, or with an organization called Atlanta Beats COVID. And if you had bet me money at the beginning of COVID, or really any time in my entire lifetime until the day it happened. All right, Michael Stamper says yes. All right, are you okay? So hopefully my video is okay. Let's check my video here. All right, let's see if I can. I don't think there's much I can do about my buffering. Oh my goodness, it's probably because I have so many things going on all at the same time. Yes, had to restart the stream. All right, restart the stream if you're having trouble seeing me here. Okay, hopefully that's working a little bit better. Ooh. All right, hopefully this is a little bit better. All right, okay, it says excellent connection now. All right, I'm restarting the stream now. Hello again. All right, so I was just saying, I was in a car commercial. I'm currently in a car commercial right now. This is the car commercial, and I filmed this by myself, set up a tripod. It is in the exact same area as you see right now on my video. All right, audio is good. Okay, and I cleared everything off my desk here, and I started putting together all this PPE. I made this video of myself. And essentially, this car dealership, Jim Ellis, is going to take a portion of the proceeds from all their sales over Labor Day weekend and donate it to Atlanta Beats COVID. And this could be potentially the biggest donation we've ever received for Atlanta Beats COVID. So we're super duper excited about it. But yes, they wanted a video of somebody making PPE. So I was like, I will set up a camera and start making some PPE right here in my home. So if I was just saying before I was having all these buffering issues, I was saying if somebody had bet me money a few months ago saying you're going to be shooting B-roll footage for a car commercial in your home by yourself, I would have taken that bet and lost. So anyway, but yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, that's what I did. I shot this footage and I submitted it to them, and with my, Canon M50, my mirrorless camera, and I think it came out pretty good. So anyway, so I'm super excited about that. And okay, so I did make all this PPE in my home. Where did it go? Was I just making it for the video, or was I actually making it for something? Well, check this out. Actually, I've shown this slide before. I made all that PPE, I put it together, and I gave it to my neighbor, and he works at a mobile COVID testing site, and I gave him all of the face shields that I made that day. So it kind of worked out because he needed face shields. Well, he needed face shields. Then they contacted me about making that video, and so I was like, all right, 2 birds, 1 stone. I'll just do this on camera, and then I'll give him all of the face shields I made. So yay, woohoo! So anyway, that's a little story, a little update for me and my PPE making and the PPE shortage here that we're having, and giving out, making PPE here in Atlanta for Atlanta Beats COVID. Anyway, so quick update. So very exciting. All right, so the first Raspberry Pi project I want to talk about is a voice workout timer. Alrighty. This is a Raspberry Pi with this hat on top. And that hat has a speaker in it, and it basically, you program it to shout out the commands to you as if you were in some sort of workout class. All right, so I wanted to, let me switch over to my browser, and y'all can see Raspberry Pi calls out your custom workout routine. Let me copy this so that y'all can link over to it so you can see the entire project. All right, there is my project, and there is a video. So the hat is called Matrix Labs. And so when I started looking at this, I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. But I was like, well, my Alexa does the same thing. There are tons of workout things on the Alexa. Even I've written a workout skill for the Alexa. And I was like, this looks really, that was one part of it. The other part of it was, this looks really familiar. Like, I think I've seen a tutorial where you could use this to make an Alexa. And I've done a bunch of tutorials on this channel on making an Alexa from a Raspberry Pi. But I've never used something like the Matrix Creator. So anyway, that made me kind of curious about the Matrix Creator. And sure enough, you can use the Matrix to make a Raspberry Pi. And here is a tutorial right here on hackster.io. All right, so I'm pasting the link for that in the chat field so y'all can go check that out. And so then I started looking at, all right, how much is a Matrix Creator, Matrix Voice, what is this thing? And I started, pulling that up, and it was kind of interesting. It's if you hit, and there are different projects you can do with it. So personally, I don't have one. When I hit the buy now button, I looked at the pricing, and the pricing was a little bit pricey for me. I think it was, let's see if I can hit the buy now. Okay, yeah, and then I got this really weird message here. So anyway, it was a little bit pricey, but there are a ton of projects you can do with it on their website. So anyway, if you're thinking about getting one, or if you're just looking for something to play with, check out Matrix Labs and check out their tutorials, and they are kind of voice related here. So, all right, so pretty cool. All right, and it's not just about voice, it's also about motion too. So in this tutorial, they have this coffee mug, and basically it knows what direction you're closest to. So it's kind of a motion sensor as well, or a directional sensor. So I thought that was pretty cool. So anyway, that is another project you could do with this Matrix. So anyway, I will copy and paste this tutorial into the chat field, and y'all can go and check that out. But no, have I done these projects? No, I have I don't have one. If somebody wants to send me one, that'd be great. So anyway, that's that on the Matrix workout timer. All right. Magic Mirror 2, Magic Mirror 2020. All right. So one of the most requested things on my channel is, hey, can you redo Magic Mirror? So I did a Magic Mirror series years ago now. It was like a 5-6 part series. It just took me forever to get through the whole thing. I never actually had a mirror, in case you want to check out that that tutorial or those that series right there. It's a playlist now. So let me copy and paste that. Hello, Paul Dunn. Thanks for joining. Yes, so I did this like 6-part series on Magic Mirror years ago, and so things have changed since then. I made one little tiny update video about that, but I think I think that it's hard for you to start streaming again. Let's see if that helps. All right, it says it's excellent again. All right, let me know if the buffering starts again. All right, so Magic Mirror. One of the top things I get about Magic Mirror is I get a lot of requests to do Alexa on Magic Mirror. So I looked at that this week. So first of all, I looked at, okay, how has Magic Mirror changed since my Magic Mirror series from years ago, and then how would I do Alexa on Magic Mirror? All right. Let's see. So let's take a look at Magic Mirror. Okay. Let's go over to my browser. All right. So first of all, let's see how Magic Mirror. I've never done Magic Mirror and Alexa combined together. There's another whole story about that. But let's just look at Magic Mirror 2020. All right. They have they no longer encourage you to do the one-line install. So back when I did it, it was one terminal command, and it took a while, but it installed the whole Magic Mirror all in one shot. Okay, so that was pretty cool. They've gone away from that, and they all have this whole explanation as why. Obviously, I am not one of the developers of Magic Mirror, and I can't comment as to whether their new method is better or not. I can only trust that as the developers of Magic Mirror, their new method is better. All right, so the manual installation, I did try this out this week. Oh, and I do have a little show and tell for you guys if y'all wanna check that out. Hang on, let me do this show and tell here. All right, so I did start a new Magic Mirror, and of course I don't have a mirror, so I got the Raspberry Pi 7-inch touchscreen, and I 3D printed some, I guess, holders for it with holes on the top. And I was thinking I could hang this on the wall, and then I could have like my little Magic Mirror, and it could have like my little calendar on it or something. So anyway, I did work on this project this week. And so instead of doing the one-line install, let's go back to my browser. I did this 7-line install, and I just copied and pasted each of one of these lines into the terminal, and boom, by the time I did step 6, boom, magic, I got back to everything I accomplished in video number 1 of my original series. And everything, I looked at the config file, looked at everything else, everything looked exactly the same. It was the way you install modules, which is videos in my original series 2 through 4 or 2 through 5, were all, as far as I could tell, exactly the same. The only thing that they changed is instead of one command install, is a 6-command install. Now, there is if you really need a 1-command install on this website, there is a 1-command install, or a link to somewhere you can go for a 1-command install. So I think things change, and they're now encouraging the 6-command install now. But everything else behind that is the same. All right, so that's point number 1 about what I wanted to discuss here. So yeah, simplify the core. So they've simplified the core, so now you have to do 6 commands. All right, and then the other thing I wanted to talk about is, all right, you can go into, there are all these third-party modules. I've never written a third-party module for Magic Mirror. I've just picked some ones that I liked and featured them in my original series. But I do want to paste that into the chat field to show y'all Start streaming. All right, am I online? All right, so, all right, third-party modules, and you can, there are some, so these are third-party developers. It's like writing an app for your phone or something like that have made Magic Mirror modules, and generally speaking, they all kind of work the same. You know, copy the GitHub page and you do a little install, and then you change the config file. All right, so they have a whole category for voice control now. Let's check that out. And so they have ones for Alexa, they have ones for Google Assistant, Hello Mirror. So this is pretty cool. So anyway, this week I did look at one of these. I didn't have time to go through all of these, but I did look at this one called Awesome Alexa, and it looked pretty awesome. And I did start installing it onto my new mirror without the mirror, and I did not finish it. I did not get it to work. All right, so let me tell you why. So if you go over to Awesome Alexa and you go over to their code, you'll notice it hasn't been updated. The most recent update was 15 months ago. That's over a year ago. And so, but I still kind of worked through it, still kind of went through the whole thing. And then it got to the point where I had to do the configuration. And there's an easy config generator. Unfortunately, it does not work. It literally says here, it currently does not work. Now, I don't understand if this section right below it is part of that easy configuration that doesn't work, but let me tell you, it does not work, okay? And so I did still try to give this a shot. I don't think it's a good idea to copy and paste your client secret into this website of this third-party person that you don't know. Did it anyway, just for the heck of it, just to try it. And at the end of it, let me show you what I got. I got this. We're sorry, an error occurred. Yeah, so that is what we've done. Yeah, so that did not work out for me. So now y'all are getting kind of a behind the scenes feel on how these projects on my channel come together. There are more projects that I have worked on that never make it to my start streaming again. All right. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I could not get this working. If somebody else does get this working, this Awesome Alexa working, please do let me know. And you know, maybe I will feature it. Maybe I'll look at another one. Walter says he's good. Walter had mentioned that he wanted another Magic Mirror install or video here. But he says he's all good now. So anyway, I'm going to put the Magic Mirror thing on the back burner for now. But just to let you know, I did try it a little bit this week. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for me. All right. Hello, YENERDEMIR. Hello. Thank you for joining the show. All right. So next, let's talk about another Raspberry Pi project. Oh, let's talk about the Okay, now we're going to talk about the Arduino shirt folding machine. Now, how many of you guys like to do laundry? Nobody likes to do laundry. I do not like to do laundry. And when I saw this tutorial, I was like, hey, oh my goodness, I need this. I need a shirt folding machine. All right, so let me show that to you. See, where is that project? All right, that project is right here. All right, shirt folding machine. It has been published on arduino.cc. I'm going to copy and paste the link on here, enter. All right, Allie says, I've just enrolled in your channel. Could you please explain again, just quick, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the auto shirt folding machine. Yes. All right. This is some motors hooked up to an Arduino that will fold your shirt for you. Oh my gosh. I need this in my life here. But it's got a lot of projects. It's got a lot of stuff, things that I don't actually have. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a auto shirt folding machine. And I usually do Raspberry Pi projects on here, not so many Arduino projects on here. But anyway, if you want I believe that all of the code, all of the materials, everything you need to actually do this project is on this website. And there is a nice YouTube video about it as well. And I will link over to that YouTube video. It is not my YouTube video. copy and let's see. Yes, there is. Oh, and there is also a link over on electromaker.io. And there we go. All right, Allie says, we hate laundry, but folding is okay. Can live with that. Okay, very good. All right, so anyway, yeah, it will be a lot of work to make a t-shirt folding machine, but once you get it working, maybe, you know, it'll be worth all the trouble if it consistently folds all of your laundry for you. But anyway, so I thought that'd be a fun project for us to check out this week. Anyway, so if anybody wants to try it, let me know and see how that goes. All right, next, let's talk about Alexa. Okay, everybody's devices are muted, right? All right. This is the portion where I say the wake word like a million times. All right. So they had an Alexa Live. It was a virtual conference last month. And so every week I kind of talk about something. They made about 20 product announcements, by the way, during that live stream. So let me get back to my PowerPoint here. Yes, they made about a bunch of announcements. So I'm just kind of working through the announcements. So actually, I'm going to go revisit an announcement I made 2 weeks ago, which is about there is a competition. So Alexa Conversations, they've spent a lot of time, a lot of money. They're putting, when I say they, I'm talking about Amazon, and the people who work on that team are putting a ton of money into this Alexa Skills Challenge. The way you code an Alexa skill has changed now if you want to use Alexa Conversations. Now, if you want to do things the old way, if you were writing skills the old way, that's still available, but they're trying to push all of us over to transition over into writing skills a new way, which is Alexa Conversations, which is in a public beta now, so it's not perfect. It is supposed to make your Echo more human. It's supposed to recognize, hey, you want to change your mind or you want to ask a different question. It's supposed to kind of roll with it, you know. And for us, there's less typing, there's less coding, but so there's less back-end JavaScript, but more front-end of the GUI that you're going to have to work with if you are writing skills for Alexa here. Okay, let's see. Rodney says, just saw the video. It is definitely for men. That's awesome. Okay, thank you for watching the video, Rodney, and reporting back to us. All right, so next, so this is the way Alexa Conversations work. So before, everything was kind of in a linear format. You know, you asked the series of questions and then you got an answer at the end and you couldn't deviate. So now you can deviate from your questions. And now, you know, if it takes a few questions for you to get to, you know, figure out what you want to do with that user, then now you can do that. And if they want to change their mind on question number 1, you know, when they're on question number 5, it can roll with it. It can do that. So essentially, that's what Alexa Conversations is. So because there's a competition and because they're putting all their emphasis in Alexa Conversations, I am spending my time putting this together here. And I thought I would put together a COVID risk assessor. All right, and I want to do a demo with you today for that. Alrighty, so all right, so let's do the demo. So this is not something that's available publicly for anybody. It wasn't approved because they're not approving COVID related skills right now, but I thought it would be good practice. This is like really basic Alexa Conversations. And so it's not there's not a whole bunch of questions about it. So, but anyway, I thought it would be cool. And all right, so I'm going to say, Alexa, open risk assessor.
Welcome to COVID risk assessor. Say, what is my risk to get started?
What is my risk?
What activity would you like to engage in?
Going to the movies.
For going to the movies, the relative risk is high. From a scale of 1 to 10, your risk index is 8 according to the Texas Medical Association.
All right, so Alexa, stop. Okay, so.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Okay. Anyway, so that is a demo of Risk Assessor, and that was created. Let me go over to my browser here. Y'all can check this out. That was created by, I found this PDF of the various risk of different activities in this COVID season, and I have during this pandemic, and so I coded all of these different situations into Alexa, so you could say any of these things to see how it kind of roll with it. And yeah, it does work actually. So anyway, I thought I would do a little demo with you today on how something you could do with Alexa conversations, but wouldn't necessarily be approved. Sorry about that. But anyway, so that kind of brings me to, there are certain policies that they have. Everything has to be approved. They're not going to approve it. It does say, in their policy, hey, they're not going to approve any skills related to COVID right now. All right. So, but anyway, if you are interested in joining the hackathon, they're having a hackathon right now. It's $100,000 in prize money total amongst everybody. Top winner, I think, is $20,000. So that's quite a bit of money. So if you want to check that out. And so if you want to check out Alexa Live and all of the different announcements that they made, I am going to copy and paste that into the chat field. And while I'm looking at the chat field, all right, let's see, it says, Allie says, show us some actions lab demo, please. All right, so hopefully I just showed you a demo right there. Rodney, can you recommend a good 3D printer? Oh, that's hilarious, Rodney. Apparently you follow me and you know what's going on in my life. So Rodney apparently knows I did post a negative video because I just bought a new 3D printer. Actually, months ago, I bought a new 3D printer and I did not have a good experience with it. I believe that the main board was defective after about 20 prints within the first month. And it didn't work very well. So I posted a very negative review about it. I did buy the printer with my own money, and so I would love to do 3D printer reviews, and I'd love to be able to recommend a good 3D printer. But 3D printers are really expensive, so I can't afford to buy 3D printers. So if somebody would like to send me a 3D printer, I would be happy to review it. So right now, no, I can't recommend a good 3D printer. At the height of COVID, I guess probably back in April, it was almost impossible to buy a new 3D printer, no matter how much money you had. And I think also the other thing about 3D printers is it really, really depends on your price range. So most of us start at the very, very low price range, because we don't know what we're doing and we kind of want to get into it. Unfortunately, that's the hardest 3D printer to use to get going, because you've got to do, it's basically bootstrapped. You got to do this yourself. And then, if you've got a lot of money, you're looking at thousands of dollars if you want to get. Alrighty, let's see. Rodney says, I'll see if I can help and get you on a review. Okay, thanks, Rodney. Alrighty, let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation here. Let's see. All right, so I just did a demo of the COVID risk assessor that I made based on a PDF I found from the Texas Medical Association on the internet. All right, so that brings me to the end of the show, and what comes up at the end of every show is what I'm going to do next week. What is next week's video? It is MYCROFT AI. So I did do a demo of it on this a few weeks ago on this YouTube live, on this CarolineLIVE, and now I have shot the step-by-step of how I put together MYCROFT AI on a Raspberry Pi with a regular speaker and a regular microphone. You can take this, you can follow all the instructions pretty much exactly the same way and get it working on a Google AIY voice kit, which I demoed in last week's video. If y'all want to see that, it's pretty much the same information. Let's see. All right. Ramil says, hi, Carolina. Can you cover Raspberry Pi plus AWS Lambda plus AWS IoT plus Alexa Skill Kit? Yes, I can. I've covered that in my channel over like 20 videos. So search for those things on my channel. If there is a way to search my channel and see the video that you want to see, so I just Let's see if I can do that right now. Let's switch over to browser. Yes. Let's see if this comes up. Is my internet working? Uh-oh. Okay, there it is. All right, so this is my channel on YouTube, youtube.com/Caroline. And I'm live right now. And if you hit this, see this button here? Oh, I am in the way. Okay, I moved myself over here. If you see this button right here, the search button, you can search for videos specific in my channel. So if you want if you want to talk about IoT, then you can see the videos I've posted about IoT here. And I've posted a bunch of videos. I'll move myself back over here about IoT. Anyway, yeah. Covered all that over a whole bunch of videos on my channel. If you have something specific you'd like to ask about, sure, I can try to answer your question. But anyway, that is the end of today's show. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. And so Tuesday, I'll post the MYCROFT tutorial. And that is it. Thank you for watching Projects with Caroline. This has been Caroline.